In the shadowy corners of a bustling cafe, two strangers lock eyes. Amidst the clatter of dishes and the hum of conversation, this cafe, a microcosm of the city, buzzes with life. People from all walks, from the suit-clad businessman to the artist sketching in the corner, contribute to the symphony of everyday hustle. In this sea of faces, two strangers stood out. A man, rugged and mysterious, and a woman, elegant yet enigmatic. Their eyes met, a silent conversation initiated. A spark of recognition, a shared secret, a coded message passed between them, their gaze holding more than what meets the eye. The air around them seemed to change, a palpable tension, a shared understanding, a clandestine rendezvous in the heart of the city's hustle. The woman, her eyes reflecting a story untold, left her coffee untouched. She scribbled something on a piece of paper, her movements precise, her demeanor calm yet assertive. She slid the note across the table, her gaze never leaving the man's face. A moment of understanding, a nod, and she was on her feet, her silhouette merging with the cafe's ambient light. As she navigated her way through the crowd, the man's eyes followed her, his expressions unreadable. He was left alone in the crowded cafe, the noise around him nothing more than a distant hum. The world around him seemed to blur, the note in his hand the only tangible thing. He unfolded the parchment carefully, his fingers tracing the hastily written words. A location, a time, and two words, the key to a mystery yet unsolved, a story yet unraveled. His eyes lingered on those two words, a name or a code, an enigma wrapped in the folds of the mundane. Blue Serpent. And just like that, the bustling cafe was once again just another place, the mysterious encounter dissolving into the afternoon haze. As she vanished into the crowd, the man unfolded the note, a location, a time, and two words, Blue Serpent. And the story was just beginning. Under the cloak of the night, the man arrived at the designated location, a deserted warehouse. The air was thick with anticipation, the darkness of the night pierced only by the distant flicker of city lights. He moved cautiously, shadows cloaking his identity as he navigated his way, inch by inch, towards a structure that had seen better days. The warehouse, once bustling with activity, now stood deserted, a silent witness to the clandestine meeting. He had been guided here by a cryptic note, the instructions as elusive as the person who had penned them. The words had led him to this place, to a mystery that was waiting to unfold. His heart pounded in his chest, a rhythmic drum echoing the suspense that hung in the air. His eyes, trained to find what was hidden, quickly spotted a package. It was nondescript, almost inconspicuous, but for the symbol that marked it, a blue serpent. The symbol was an enigma, its meaning as unclear as the intentions of those who used it. He reached for the package, his fingers brushing against the coarse material, the serpent staring back at him, a silent guardian of the secrets within. As he was about to uncover the truth, a noise shattered the silence. Footsteps. Someone was coming. He retreated into the shadows, the package firmly in his grasp. His breath hitched in his throat, his senses on high alert. The footsteps grew louder, the echo bouncing off the cold, hard walls of the warehouse. He watched, his heart pounding in his chest, as a figure emerged. The dim light barely touched the figure, his face obscured by the shadows. His eyes darted around the empty space, scanning the darkness, searching for something or someone. The man held his breath, his grip tightening around the package. He could feel the weight of the blue serpent's gaze, a reminder of the dangerous game he was now a part of. The figure continued his search, oblivious to the man and the secrets he held. In the dim light, a figure emerged, his eyes darting around the empty space. The game was afoot. Evading his pursuer, the man slipped into the darkness with the package, his heart pounding. The cat and mouse chase had led him into the shadows of the city, a labyrinth of narrow alleyways. His adrenaline surged as he managed to lose his tail, a fleeting sigh of relief escaping his lips. Now he was alone with the package, its contents unknown and potentially dangerous. His hands, steady despite the circumstances, peeled back the wrapping. Inside, a device unlike anything he'd seen before, a screen, a dial, and a chilling countdown. A bomb, he realized, his heart skipping a beat. The game had raised its stakes. It wasn't just a chase anymore. It was a dance with death. His mind raced, the ticking countdown echoing ominously in the silence. He had to act fast, every second was precious. His fingers danced over the device, his training kicking in. The wires, the circuits, the timer, all components of a deadly puzzle he had to solve before time ran out. The room was filled with the hum of his concentration. The tick-tock of the countdown, his only companion in the race against time. His fingers moved with precision, disconnecting wires, rerouting circuits. The seconds ticked away, but he was calm, composed. His life was on the line, yet he was in control. Finally, with only a few heart-stopping seconds to spare, he disconnected the final wire. The countdown froze. The ticking time bomb now silent. He exhaled, a wave of relief washing over him. He had cheated death, but the danger was far from over. In his hands, the defused bomb was a grim reminder of the deadly game he was ensnared in. Someone wanted him dead, and he needed to find out who and why. But for now, he remained in the shadows, a player in a dangerous game where the rules were constantly changing. With the ticking time bomb now silent, his real mission began. The hunter becomes the hunted. In a race against time, the man started to piece together the puzzle. The minutes and seconds were ticking away, each one bringing a new revelation, a new clue to the table. The man, our protagonist, was diving deep into the abyss of intrigue and danger. The woman from the cafe. He remembered her face, her eyes, the way she stirred her coffee. A seemingly random encounter, yet not so random after all. She was the first piece of this intricate puzzle. Her seemingly innocent question about the blue serpent symbol was, in fact, a coded message. And then there was the blue serpent itself, a symbol that appeared innocuous yet held a venomous secret. It wasn't just a symbol, it was a sign, a marker, a beacon for those in the shadows. It was a piece of the puzzle that had led him to a dangerous game, a game that was larger and far more deadly than he'd ever imagined. The bomb, the ticking time bomb that he had narrowly escaped, was not meant for him. It was a warning, a show of power, a demonstration of the lengths his pursuer would go to keep the truth buried. It was a piece of the puzzle that screamed danger at every turn. The conspiracy was massive, a web of deceit and betrayal that ran deeper than the darkest ocean trench. His pursuer wasn't a foreign enemy or a criminal mastermind. No, the truth was far more shocking. The man who was after him, the man pulling all the strings, was a rogue agent from his own organization. The man was not just up against time or a faceless enemy. He was up against his comrades, his brothers in arms. The betrayal was deep, the danger imminent. The truth was out there, and it was far more devastating than he'd ever imagined. As the truth unveiled, he knew what he had to do. He was not just saving his own life, but possibly many others.